What are you truly made of? If you trace your story back far enough, you'll find it's not just a story about your ancestors, but a 4 billion-year-old epic of how the universe built you from practically nothing. This isn't just history, it's your history. Our story begins on a hostile early Earth, a world you wouldn't recognize. The atmosphere was a toxic mix of methane and ammonia with very little oxygen. The oceans weren't blue, but a murky, chemical-rich soup. Under a sky that crackled with relentless lightning, this primordial soup was constantly zapped with energy. In this chaotic environment, something incredible happened. The basic building blocks of life itself, molecules like amino acids, formed naturally. From that chemical brew, the next step was organization. Those newly formed molecules created tiny, stable bubbles, microscopic shelters in the churning ancient oceans, separating an inside from an outside. Inside one of these protective bubbles, a collection of molecules achieved something that crossed the line from non-living to living. The first cell was born, a self-contained, self-replicating entity. For millions of years, these simple cells thrived. Some eventually evolved a remarkable new trick. They learned to eat sunlight. This process, photosynthesis, had a waste product that would completely remake the world: oxygen. This new oxygen-rich atmosphere was revolutionary, fueling a period of explosive evolution known as the Cambrian explosion. Before this, life was simple, mostly single-celled. But now, with more energy available, life erupted into a dizzying array of complex forms in the oceans. It was during this incredible burst of creativity that almost all major animal groups we know today first appeared. Among them was a humble, worm-like creature with a primitive nerve cord. It doesn't look like much, but it is our earliest known animal ancestor. This new era of biological innovation also kicked off a high-stakes evolutionary arms race. With complex predators and prey came a simple, brutal directive that drives evolution to this day: eat or be eaten. For hundreds of millions of years, life was confined to the water. The land was a barren, alien frontier. But around 370 million years ago, a few intrepid lobe-finned fish began to explore it. These were not like most fish today. Their fins were muscular and supported by bone, precursors to legs. They also have primitive lungs, allowing them to take gulps of air. In swamps and shallow waters, they made a monumental gamble, leaving the relative safety of the water. Their strong, bony fins became crude legs, and they flopped onto the shore as the first amphibians, bridging the world of water and the world of land. The amphibians' connection to water was still a chain holding them back. Their eggs had to be laid in water to survive. The next great invention broke that chain: the hard-shelled amniotic egg. This was essentially a private pond, an evolutionary marvel that allowed reptiles to lay their eggs on dry land, conquering the continents. This freedom sparked the age of dinosaurs. For 150 million years, these magnificent creatures reigned over the earth. Meanwhile, our ancestors, small, shrew-like mammals, survived in the shadows, often active at night, scurrying beneath the feet of giants. Then, 66 million years ago, a 6-mile-wide asteroid struck the planet, wiping the slate clean and ending the dinosaurs' long reign. With the dinosaurs gone, the world was full of opportunity. Mammals, our resilient ancestors, didn't just survive, they flourished. An explosion of diversity followed as they stepped out of the shadows and into the daylight. They grew larger and spread across the globe. One group took to the trees, a move that would shape our own destiny. Life in the canopy demanded new skills. This led to the evolution of grasping hands to securely hold branches and forward-facing eyes that provided the 3D stereoscopic vision needed to judge distances and leap from branch to branch. These were the first primates. Our story accelerates. Just a few million years ago, in the grasslands of Africa, our evolutionary line split from that of the chimpanzees. Faced with a changing environment, our ancestors did something monumental, something that would set the stage for everything to come. They stood up. Walking on two legs, bipedalism, was a radical adaptation. It was more energy efficient for traveling long distances to find food, but most importantly, it freed the most versatile tool in the history of life, the hands. No longer needed for walking, our hands were now free to carry food, to care for our young, and ultimately to grasp, to build, and to create the world we know. If you were to compress life's entire 4 billion year history into a single day, the Big Bang happening at midnight on January 1st, our own species, Homo sapiens, would not appear until the last few seconds before midnight on December 31st. Think about that. From a simple self-replicating bubble in a long-lost ocean, through epic explosions of life, world-altering extinctions, and millions of generations of struggle and adaptation, you carry that entire unbroken story within you. We are not just living in the universe, we are a way for the universe to know itself. We are its self-aware descendants.